Hello and welcome to Amazing China. I'm Roseanne Lake. When you arrive in Beijing by plane, one of the first indicators that you've arrived may be the beautiful Chinese decorations on the handles of the doors and radiators at the Beijing Capital Airport. These decorations are known as Chinese Cloisonné, or Jingtai Lan, which has been an art form refined in Beijing for more than 700 years. Chinese Cloisonné is a stunning form of Beijing traditional art. The patterns on the cloisonné are made of copper wire, which must be meticulously arranged. What are the origins of the nickname for this artwork, Jingtai Lan? What's the difference between Chinese Jingtai Lan and Western Jingtai Lan? And what relationship does it all have to China's imperial families? We are now looking at a picture of the Jingtai Lan decorations in the Beijing Capital Airport, made by the Beijing Enamel Company. Jingtai Lan was once made as an independent form of art, but has now become more popular when designed into other objects as an elaborate form of decoration. Chinese cloisonné, or Jingtai Lan, is a kind of copper craftwork, or a delicate combination of red copper and porcelain. To make Chinese cloisonné, copper plates first need to be cut into different shapes according to the design blueprint. They are then hammered into different forms that will accommodate the final design. Because of this, the copper used must be red copper, which is very malleable. The red copper equivalent of a drop of water can be made into a copper wire as long as 2 meters. The copper used for thread weaving is red copper. In this step, 1 bit of copper wire needs to be pressed as thin as a piece of paper. 1 copper thread, the length of a nail, is usually twisted 8 or more times to make a complex pattern. Once the copper threads are hammered, smoothed, flattened, and twisted to perfection, they must be stuck to their base. The secret for this lies in a little tray of special glue. This glue, a mixture of Latillia powder and water, has a very strong viscosity. When it comes to explaining the history of cloisonné, one might want to focus on how it was invented, who first made it, where it was first made, or where it originated. A scholar, for instance, might tell you all about how it was originally imported from Arabic countries and made its way over to China through a complex trading network. For Amazing China, we love a good story, so we're choosing instead to share a mesmerizing legend. There was once an emperor who loved to collect treasures, but one night, his beloved treasures caught on fire. When the maids cleaned up the debris, they found an exquisite artistic cup among the remains. The emperor hadn't previously noticed it, but was so taken with its beauty that he announced, "All craftspeople in this country have to make exactly the same object within 3 months, or you will be executed." The craftspeople couldn't understand how the precious cup was made until a fairy said, "Burn different materials to make a colorful blaze. Soak the Latillia tuber in water and it will become glue." The craftsmen did as they were told. After 49 hours of work, their treasure was finished. From then on, this art form has flourished and has come to be known as Chinese cloisonné, or Jingtai Lan. According to the legend, Jingtai Lan originated from fire. In the actual process of making it, fire also plays a very important role. The first time fire is used is when attaching the wires to the copper base. When baked at 900 degrees Celsius, the copper wire pattern is welded onto the base with the help of the glue we mentioned before. Then it's time to add color. The so-called Jingtai Lan, or blue coloring, refers to using small metal shovels to stuff the spaces between the wires and threads with a colored glaze. After the whole base is filled with the colorful sand, it is baked in an 800-degree furnace. The sand then morphs into a colorful glaze as it bakes. The baking time depends on the master's feelings and experiences. After the glaze is cooled down, it will fit tightly within the base. Because the colored glaze doesn't always entirely fill the spaces between the copper thread, more glaze must be applied. Generally, 4 to 5 applications are required before the pattern is even with the thread weaving pattern. After that, a beautiful outer layer appears. So next time you find yourself among the myriad terminals of the Beijing Capital Airport, take a moment to appreciate the cloisonné around you. But don't pause to reflect on its beauty for too long. Be sure to keep an eye on your bags. For Amazing China, I'm Roseanne Lake. See you next time.